Hi guys, I'm Jelly, a Jelly Book Fanatic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a top 5 Wednesday, and a topic for this week is favorite polarizing books. Polarizing means that people either loved or hated this book. There is no in between. Top 5 Wednesday is hosted by Sam over on Thoughts on Tomes. I will link her channel as well as the Goodreads group down below. The first book I'm going to talk about is such an obvious one, and it's a book I really loved when I was 13 and read it for the first time, and that is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. I think we all know what Twilight is about, and there is literally no in between. I don't think I've ever heard someone thinking that Twilight was just meh. I've either always heard that people really loved this book and started reading YA thanks to this book, or they really hated it and thought it was racist. The second book is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Again, I absolutely love this book. It was the second book I read by Colleen Hoover and made me want to read all of her other books, like her entire backlist. But when I started reading reviews, there were people who loved it like me, and there were also people who hated the male love interest and his tragic backstory and the way his chapters were written and how the sexual relationship between the main character and the love interest played out. The third one I'm going to talk about is an unpopular one. It is Nina Is Not Okay by Shappi Khorsandi. There was a 2016 release and not really hyped up. I get why people would hate this book because it was written so badly and the main character is literally slut-shaming everyone and it's really annoying. But I rated this one 4 stars and I thought it was terrible in the beginning, but then I got over halfway through and to the ending and I started really getting the message from this novel, even though I thought the writing style wasn't the best one out there. But there were also people who thought the same as I did and thought the overall message that this book had was really great. Then there is Emma by Jane Austen. I absolutely love this book. This was the first book I read by Jane Austen and it is my favourite up until this date, even after having read basically all of her books. Currently reading Sense and Sensibility, and that's the last full novel I have to read by her, but this is still my favourite work. There are people who really dislike this book because of the protagonist, Emma, because she is supposed to be an unlikable character and she comes off that way. But I loved Emma and I love what she eventually developed into. And there are a lot of people who this is their favourite work by Jane Austen because of Emma. Emma really makes this whole story, and that is also the reason why this is the title. There's also a love interest in this that people particularly like by her, and I get it. I get why, because the love interest is so nice and has such amazing banter with Emma. It is one of the less boring stories among her books. And the last one is one I've only heard people say they severely disliked it, and that is Matched by Khorsandi. This is a trilogy and I read it when I was like 12, 13. I was just getting into YA, just like with Twilight, and I absolutely love this series. Like, I read the whole trilogy. I love the society that was depicted in this. I had never heard of dystopia before, and this was my first dystopian read and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And then a couple of years later, I haven't read in years obviously, I started reading reviews and looking it up on Goodreads when I joined it, and a lot of people hate it. Like, I think this book was so terrible and they couldn't even get through the second book in the trilogy because it was so slow paced and they thought it was boring. And I haven't read a good review about this, and also no in-between reviews, like just people hating on it. So this is my top 5 favourite polarizing books. Let me know down below what your favourite polarizing books are, or if you either loved or hated any of these books I just mentioned. I would love to know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!